do a little better. Send
some
beans in the shape of a rose. Welcome once again to Chill Filtered, the podcast where we're mildly frustrated, maybe more than mildly frustrated, because we're having technical issues, we're having children issues, but more importantly, this is the podcast where we drink whiskey, so you don't have to. But you probably should. You probably are. And if you're like us today, we're recording on a Tuesday? It's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday.
Cole got off work. I've been home with sick kids. And nothing seems to be going right. So if that's your Monday when this comes out, we're feeling you. If it's not, and you're feeling all right, let us know. Because you know what, Cole? I noticed something. This week, we have more listeners than we have people we interact with.
Always.
And you know what? That's totally fine. That's fine. If you don't want to participate and you don't want to be, you just want to listen and be on the periphery, that's okay. But you know what we love? We love to hear from you. So whether you love us or you hate us, Steve, let us know, man. We'd love to hear from you. Other than that, just hit us on patreon.com/chillfiltered. And you can support us monetarily there, or we're mostly on Instagram, or you can email us even, which our good friend Jason Preston is doing right now. Yeah. chillfilteredpodcast@gmail.com. So we'd love to hear from you. Join us. We'd love to, if we're drinking something that you've had, or we're drinking something that you want to have, and you want to talk, if you want to talk about friggin' Cobra Kai and Peacemaker, let us know. Anything. We'd love to talk to you.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Shout out to Caleb Olson.
He's the GOAT. He's so great.
He is the GOAT. But many of our listeners are also the GOAT.
We have so many GOATs. We're
actually, Caleb was, I looked this up. Caleb was the first Patreon subscriber.
Was he? Did he beat me? Well, he's the only, I'm pretty sure I was the first.
You might have been, and then
but I dropped out when I started. Chelsea
Caleb's
was
the long-standing.
He's the long-standing. He is the GOAT in that sense. Yeah, I think I was the first, but then I dropped. My wife was like, "You're on the podcast now. Do we really need to pay you to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah, okay, all right, I get you." So anyway, Caleb, he's to be honest, in the early days before I hosted, I got a little envious of the love Caleb got on the show. So he's the GOAT. He is the
he's
all-time.
Like Tom Brady.
Yeah. So if you're not Caleb Olson, step your game up. No, don't step your game up. Do whatever you got to do. We got so many good listeners. And that's one thing I was thinking about this week is it's just nice. Well, not even this week, the last couple of days, because we recorded Saturday.
Yeah.
And it's Tuesday, so it's only a few days, but we got a lot of good folks. And I love what we got going here. Anyway, was that business?
That was business.
Okay, Cole, how you doing, man?
Your eyes, Robby, are they blue? Yeah, you got blue eyes.
I got some blue eyes. Yeah, and you're
my
green?
Hazelness come out? Yeah. Some people say, some people at first glance will be like, "No, you have brown eyes," but I actually do have very hazel eyes. And for those YouTube watchers out there,
boy.
Yeah, so
there you go.
Hazel's pretty cool. I'd rather have hazel than brown. But little Beck, she's got blue eyes just like Heather. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool. But anyway, how am I doing?
What I don't know.
I'm kind of skirting around it. I've kind of had a hard evening. So I guess both of us have had a hard day. The wife and I, Heather, who I love dearly, we had a little bit of a tiff. And it's kind of one of those things where it's like both of our it's not like we intended to hurt each other or even bring hurt. I don't know how to put it, but it's like we just were frustrated with life.
It's just a long-term relationship. Yep.
And I was trying to make her feel better. I went out and got her chocolates today, and I felt bad I felt rough when I brought them home, and she didn't seem encouraged by them because I think a lot was on her mind. But I took it as if oh, you're not grateful for this, and not even grateful. Oh, you're mad at me, and that's why you're not showing any appreciation. And so she told me. I mean, we worked it out. It's still a little feeling,
dude. It happened,
But that's the thing about Chill Filtered is I can say these things.
Just be real.
Just be real. And that's the name of the game for Chill Filtered is there are certain things I'll keep to myself, but there are a lot of things that is just real, and everyone deals with these things and everyone has issues, and I'm not afraid to say that I have issues sometimes. And so you were going to say something though.
I'm glad you mentioned you have issues because there's a few things that I've been wanting to get off my chest. You've been ticking me off, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All right. First of all, no.
Well, before we recorded, we were testing the audio, and Robby hops on and says basically starts talking, and I'm like, oh, I can't hear you. It goes on for like 5 minutes, maybe more. And then I realized my headphones aren't on. Well, so I was like, oh boy.
So I unplugged the Wi-Fi. I plugged directly into the router.
Yeah. Bad. Yeah.
Well, and then so once we kind of figure everything out, we did one opening.
Yeah.
And then my kids bust in. Yeah. No, Chelsea's supposed to be home soon. So it's that's the thing too. It's it's a weird time for us to record. Chelsea's supposed to be home and so hopefully that doesn't happen again.
You got weekend plans, right?
Yeah, so we're recording early because Mara's birthday's this weekend, so she's turning 12 on Sunday.
12 years old.
So we're going to our friend's cabin with our good family friends that she's got a best friend with, and so we're gonna do their cabin again and just hanging out. And I was like, you know what? We got to record early, and I don't want to because if we do come home Sunday, but it's I want Sunday to be her birthday dedicated to her. So I'm not like, hey, happy birthday, but Dad's got to go drink whiskey with his buddies.
A break away to sip some whiskey without you.
So
that's so great. I'm encouraged. I'm feeling good that I knew Amara when she was 3. I knew Amara when she was 1.5, but mostly when she was 3.
Yeah, when you guys are here. But I do want to hop back, Cole.
That sounded so depressed.
When you guys are around here. No, I'm feeling you, man. I think, everyone goes to those times in their marriage where you just, especially when you, and the hard thing is when you really love somebody and you're really connected, is when there's just a disconnect there, and you're like, we're just not matching up on this or that. So,
and it's we should be. We've been married almost 8 or 9 years now.
Well, I think that's part of it is where when you've been married so long and you really connect on so many levels so often, when it doesn't quite mesh,
where it hurts.
That's when it gets tricky and it's hard and it's just awkward. And not that you're being awkward or anything like that. Any more awkward than you typically
normally
are.
Yeah.
But no, I feel for you, man. There's I think I'm glad that you're feeling this way. Yeah. Because there's been a couple of times in our podcasting relationship where I'm like, dude, I'm having one of these nights where the wife and I aren't just it's we're down a couple cylinders. And so but and then I think especially kids.
Yeah.
Throw kids in the mix and it makes things tricky.
It changes everything in terms of the dynamic. I've already had enough bookers to start slurring. So
are you doing the O&E?
Oh, which one?
The O&E that we had last for the drinking one?
Yeah, No Stranger batch. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, so delicious. So
but
I
wanted to give a quick shout out.
Shout them out.
You're like, yeah, whatever. Bryce Marita, who sent us both Valentine's Day gifts.
Yeah, he did.
What a baller.
Seriously.
So maybe one day we'll get something for Bryce. Maybe we'll just encourage the snot out of him with a little package from Amazon or something like that.
So the funny thing about that is he sent me a Reese's peanut butter cup rose. And the note said, I know this is late. I'm sorry. I hope you and the family aren't allergic and enjoy. I still love you lots. Bryce. And it took me a second. I was like, who's Bryce? Well, if he would have put his last name of whatever. Or something like that. So I was like, Chelsea.
Well, I forget what he said.
Someone says they love you lots. And they sent you, and then I was like, "Oh, it's for me!" And no, I split it 4 ways yesterday because we had to do COVID tests on the girls, and I was like, "Hey, listen, after we do these tests, you get a piece of Reese's Peanut Butter Cup Rose.
Bryce Marita provided that Reese's Peanut Butter Cup moment.
He did.
But not a Bush's Baked Beans moment. So next time, do a little better, Bryce.
Do a little better. Send some
Bush's
beans in the shape of a rose. Hey, Cole, did you see my shirt? Oh, shoot. I just
as God intended. Yeah, are you wearing the what's it called? The what is that company called?
Gray River Designs.
Gray River Designs.
My selfie light just went out on me. I don't know what happened.
Oh no. Mine is rocking strong, showing these hazel eyes.
Oh boy.
So what else is going on in my life? I don't want to another week of work, second week at the new job.
2.
So I'm feeling good. I actually feel like I said, almost more confident than I did in my last company already after a week.
Nice.
I feel like I'm figuring things out pretty quickly. But it is hard commuting. I'll tell you that. I'm used to just working from home and and just getting off at 3, and I get off at 4:15 now. But then I got to drive 30 minutes home. And today there was traffic and there were 3 accidents on the way home. So it was it took 45 minutes.
I got to be honest with you, Cole. Yeah. I've been struggling a little bit with you on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Typically when I'm okay, I'm going to text now is either when I'm doing my morning business.
Business.
Which you're usually up for, but I think he's at work. Or it's at
you can text
8
me
8 o'clock to 8:30, and I'm
I'm already in bed
sleeping. So that's something. So it is a little tricky for me. I'm oh man, it was nice when you were
8 at the latest.
It was nice when you're on the East Coast, but you're still on Mountain Standard Time. And I was okay, we pretty much have the same hours, and you're an early bird too. So and so am I. So I've been struggling a little bit. Yeah.
Who should we shout out? We need one more shout out before we send it to break.
Bro
Askanosquaswa.
I was thinking him too.
Yeah.
But we did talk about him last week, but
I don't care.
Way,
he gets 2 shout outs. What a guy.
Back to back.
Yeah. A good Canadian turtle.
Ben Klepsig.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Ben today. Can I tell you something weird?
Tell me something weird about Ben.
Not about Ben. It was just I just realized. So I think I really feel like my family's got COVID because we've had weird symptoms.
You've tested a million times and you've never tested positive.
We didn't test positive. So it's probably just a weird cold. But I'm I wish it was COVID because then we could just be rest of the
you'd be done with it.
Easier. Yeah. But I've had fever dreams the last week.
Oh, fever dreams are rough. Did you have a fever dream about Ben Klepsig?
Not about Ben Klepsig because I don't know Ben personally well enough yet.
Yeah.
But nice I have stalked Caleb Olson enough where Caleb Olson was in it.
Nice.
And Matt Porter was in it.
Were they both smoking, or was Caleb smoking meat?
No, but we were ice fishing at Caleb's
that sounds
house.
like a great dream.
It was great, but it was weird. I don't typically dream about.
I want to hear every detail.
Well, we were ice fishing there. And then Matt Porter invited us over to his house, and Matt had a friggin' awesome. He had this rocker mullet thing going on.
Matt Porter, what a dude!
The top of his head was super long and curly, he permed it or something. And then he had this mullet, and he's yeah, hey, we just bought this house next to Caleb's. Why don't you guys come back here? We'll record something. We got this wing here, that wing there, and it was a huge house, but
what a nice house.
But it was it was run down. It's don't worry about it, we're gonna fix it all up. And Caleb's coming in and he's measuring stuff. It was a weird dream. It was weird. But I will say this, Matt Porter rocked the freaking rocker mullet kind of thing, perm the crap out of the top.
Hey Matt, if you can, on your next video, you know how people will send in fan stuff for you, Matt? So get someone to Photoshop you with a really nice curly perm mullet and send it to us.
Well, here's the thing.
Us.
Anyway, friggin' mullet. So, and I don't know.
Mullets.
All right. I feel like Are we ready? I kind of feel like taking a walk.
About time. Yeah, let's go for a walk. But first, let's go for a break. And we're back.
Yeah, we are. But for how
to
long, Cole?
Yeah, exactly. This has been the most technical difficulties episode we've ever done, and it's only like 20 minutes, less than 20 minutes into our episode. So,
but recording wise, we should be on Whiskey World News. Yeah. If not, what whiskey would you choose?
Mm-hmm.
And we're just on sipping.
Yeah, but we're about to do the history. So here we go.
Oh man.
This is our first. We haven't even mentioned what we're drinking yet. We're drinking Pendleton Canadian Whisky, which is it Canadian? Technically, yes.
Who knows?
But there's not. This is one of the shortest histories I've ever written because there's not a lot of details. But what I do have is good. We've done a few Canadian whiskeys over the time, and like the last one I think we did was not Pendleton, Caribou Crossing, or no, it might have been the third edition of what's it called?
40?
Lot 40 with Matt Porter himself, the perm.
Yes, and it was a disappointed. Oh, the perm mulleted master.
That's a hard one I'll finish because like it'll be like, all right, I'll get through the rest of this, but it's such a letdown, that one. Anyway, so Pendleton whiskey is, and that's whiskey with a Y, not an EY, is named after the Pendleton Roundup in Pendleton, Oregon.
Oh boy.
It was a long-standing, we used that word already today, Western rodeo that goes back over 100 years. It goes back to 1910. It was originally called the, quote, Northwestern Frontier Exhibition Association, unquote. Almost like a world fair for like the West, with a lot of rodeo involved, as you know, Western things are. But when I think of Oregon, I don't think of cowboys.
Yeah,
I think of cowboys when I think of like Texas or Wyoming or like Montana. But I guess Wyoming and Montana are not that far. They're both one beautiful state away from the state of Oregon.
Well,
and that state's Idaho, in case anyone was wondering.
Yeah, there's lots of prairie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And lots of trees.
Well,
at least in the western portion of Oregon.
Eastern Oregon is like Washington, where I grew up in the Tri-Cities. It was a high desert.
You grew up in the Tri-Cities area?
Yeah, bro.
What are the three cities?
Kennewick, Richland, and Washington.
And where's
with
Walla
stepsisters? Walla Walla. Walla Walla is east of us.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more. It gets a little bit higher elevation towards the Blue Mountains.
One of my groomsmen lives in Tri-Cities these days.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You got to come out and visit and do a doubleheader.
Yo.
Here, there, all over
there. I mean, yeah, I'll hit up him. Shout out to Josh Benton.
Oh, you won't hit up me?
No. But I'll hit up you is what I'm saying.
You know, Cole,
like, no,
you're not connecting with Heather. You're not
Josh
connecting with me. You're not connecting with the two most important people in your life today, all right?
No, we're not connected. You don't understand that. That's what I'm saying, Robby.
Oh, wait.
Is that I will maybe hit Josh Benton up, but I want to hit you up more.
Okay. Well,
no joke.
Don't want to.
No
I'm not gonna hit you up right now.
Okay.
In a physical way.
Yeah. Because
not gonna hit you.
You're okay with me. Yeah.
I'm putting down the fisticuffs.
Putting down the fisticuffs. What does fisticuffs mean?
I would assume it has something to do with making a fist. At the cuff of your shirt.
Yeah. I guess that could work. Anyway.
I mean, sorry. I don't.
That was an okay answer. No,
I tried my best.
No, it was good. It was good. I just don't know. And I you know, I can't say I don't appreciate a attempt at an answer. So
well, it wasn't
anyway,
attempt, for sure.
This Pendleton Roundup was a huge event for a long time, since 1910, like I mentioned, to be exact, and only interrupted by World War II and 2020. for COVID over the years. And so this year, 2022, I don't know if it's the actual roundup, but it is at the venue of the Pendleton Roundup. 2022, they're hosting the Pendleton Whisky Music Fest, which has musical guests Eric Church and Macklemore.
Uncle Cracker. Oh, really? That's a weird,
dude.
That's a
He's
weird
a
combination.
PW or PNW kind of guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Seattle.
Yeah. That song, you got us big into that downtown song. Yeah, it's a great song. But anyway, the whiskey was created as a celebration of the American cowboy, which is weird because it's a Canadian whiskey. But I mean, it doesn't say it's a celebration of the United States cowboy. But I don't know. Maybe one of our Canadian listeners, like Broeskatoskwaswana, can tell us how big Canadian cowboys are in terms of their culture.
I can tell you they're not Dramhound size.
Yeah. Are they worth celebrating, though? Like Dramhound is my question.
6'6" shooting lightning bolts out of his arse.
Dude, what a
Dramhound!
There we go. So
perfect.
Shout out to Dramhound. Anyways, it's distilled in Canada and imported by Hood River Distillers to Hood River, Oregon. And I believe it's then blended, but I also think the blending might have happened pre-import. But then it's also bottled by Hood River and then distributed by Proximo Spirits. We've done a few Proximo products like Sexton Irish Whiskey, the single malt.
Watch your mouth.
I know, right? This is a family podcast that's explicit rating, which we haven't used the explicit rating in over 100 episodes. But anyway.
Well, we've had innuendos.
That's true. Yeah. Yep. That's true.
Okay.
Had to itch my nose. But anyway.
As long as it's on the rim.
Yeah, they also Stranahan's was a Proximo product. They also do Bushmills, which we haven't done yet on the podcast, and Tin Cup, which is a Colorado product as well. Stranahan's, as well as a few others. They do like Jose, I believe Cuervo is a Proximo Spirits product, but they're like a conglomerate. They do all types of liquor. What's up?
They do Jose. Cuervo,
my friend. Jose.
I don't know if I've ever heard anyone like separate the two names.
Like wait for a moment.
Jose
Cuervo.
On a whiskey podcast, you say Jose. I'm like,
you're like Juan.
Oh, Cuervo.
It's Juan there.
Hi, Juan.
Anyway, though it is distributed by Proximo, it is technically like the brand is owned by a different company. It's called Beckel or Bekla, but I don't know the pronunciation because it is a Mexican company that owns a Canadian whiskey that's bottled in the U.S. So I don't know about North American. I mean, it might be just a North American whiskey, but I don't know. Maybe like
NAFTA episode we've ever had.
And you think about, maybe there's. I'm sure there are Mexican cowboys out there. I mean, like,
bandoleros.
Yeah,
wait,
maybe
exactly. That's not a kin. No, like
pantalones.
What?
That's what you meant to say. Anyway.
No, there's definitely oh my gosh. What's the Disney guy gets stuck in the twister?
No, you got a good point. There's
the Three Caballeros.
And then there's the Three Amigos.
Three Amigos. I think it's the Three Caballeros.
Okay, maybe they're cowboys.
Mexican cowboy.
I could see that.
I was thinking of anyway.
Speaking of Mexican
there's definitely Mexican
movies,
cowboys. I don't know the name of it right now, but yes.
Did you know how many musicians had a hand in what's the movie? Why am I blanking? It's my favorite comedy. Nacho Libre. Did you know that Beck? I knew this a while back, but Beck had a hand in writing some of their music. Or some
your
of the
daughter or the Grammy Award-winning artist?
The multiple Grammy-winning artist.
Sorry, I didn't say
Beck
multiple.
Hansen had a hand in the.
Is his last name Hansen?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Yeah, but he just goes by
that. I didn't know.
Mm-hmm. And then what's his name? Danny Elfman wrote half the score
Who's Danny Elfman?
So
That's
Danny
familiar.
Elfman is like one of the greatest composers of our day. He's notably known for, or he's notably like in a lot of Tim Burton movies. He writes like for example,
Okay.
the Nightmare Before Christmas. He wrote pretty much everything for that. In fact, he was Jack Skellington. That's Danny
Oh
Elfman.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
he's very
Sorry, I
talented kind of
got a
guy.
little overexcited there.
No, yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
Danny, if you look up like Danny
Fair enough.
Elfman's greatest hits, you're like, holy crap, he's in like a million movies, but a lot of Tim Burton movies as well.
Okay.
But like a composer like that is like very, it's cool to see what kind of movies they make. So anyway, but like Nacho Libre, the greatest movie about Mexico ever.
You know what I watched?
Although, what's that?
We watched Despicable Me 2, which has
he's
his
like
name.
He like shows off the
crazy
Mexican
chicken
flag on his chest. Yeah.
Yes, I need 500 cupcakes with the Mexican flag.
Yeah, and then he's like, he's got his sombrero made out of tortilla chips.
Yeah, which is probably, gosh, if you're in Mexico and you're drinking Abasolo right now, I'm sorry, we're doing you a disservice. Seriously. If you're not in Mexico and you know anything about Mexico more than us, we've done you a disservice. I'm sorry. Yeah. But anyway,
have you ever seen Sicario
with Pacino?
No, it's got Javier Bardem, not Javier Bardem, Benicio del Toro.
Benicio, yes.
Josh Brolin. I almost said Groban. Josh Brolin and Emily Blunt. You've seen it?
I don't think I have.
Honestly, one of the greatest movies I've seen in the last 10 years. Like probably top 5. Yeah. So watch it. Yeah, when you get a second. But it is like it's dark and intense. So don't watch it with the kids. Anyway,
because I was about to. Hey guys, we just finished Despicable Me 2. Let's watch.
What about a dramatic, intense thriller with a lot of death and a lot of like, yeah, it's intense, but it is so good. Like, okay, I don't think anyone would be like, yeah.
Before you get to the ending your notes, we got a lot of girl dads in the audience, and even just young children dads. Mm-hmm. You're doing your best, guys.
Do your best.
You do. Okay. What
are you saying?
The twins this week, we watched a movie called Over the Moon on Netflix.
Was it like traumatizing for them?
It's intense. There's a lot of emotion. And we finished the movie, and Juniper was like, she liked it a lot. Mm-hmm. Finley, who was our emotional kiddo, she was like, it's over. She identified with the characters, and she was like, I want to see him again. Why like it was like you know how you, like when you finish a good book or you watch a really good movie and you get to the point where you're just like, I'm not in that world right now, and I was so taken to that world. Yeah, that's where she was. So we've been listening to the Over the Moon soundtrack a lot. It's pretty good. It's cute. It's very cute movie.
One of my biggest things when I dealt with pretty severe depression was I didn't like watching movies too much, because when I was feeling that level of depression, I actually kind of got out of it for a moment while like getting enveloped in this movie plot and stuff like that. And so after the movie, especially when I went to a movie theater, because the movie theater is like, like dark and you only see what's on the screen. After the movie, I would feel terrible because I'm like, oh crap, back to my same old depressed life. So I'm really glad I don't have depression anymore. But anyone out there that's dealing with it and you feel that way, I've been there. And now I'm better. I'm not going to say things are going to get better because sometimes they don't. But just know that sometimes it is better, and not all the times.
I will say, I think I do get depressed. I think I'm prone to it. But I'm a wallower. Like I really like if I'm sad, I want to listen to like sad music. I want to
That's
listen
Miles
to.
Ferguson. Shout out to Kilted 518.
Oh, is he the same way?
Dude, he will listen to the saddest music when he's in his zone
Oh
of
my
like
gosh.
depression. And he's more seasonal, but still, and he wouldn't be afraid for me to tell the world this. But
I hope
he's
not,
very open
because you
about
just
it,
doxed him. Where
yeah,
you like
straight up, here's his
welcome to the
address.
podcast where we drink
Find
whiskey
him.
and we dox you, jerks.
Yeah. Even though we love you, we dox you.
Yeah. No, that's how I like Agnes Obel. Like when I listen to her, I'll listen to The Twilight Sad. I listen to a lot of Frightened Rabbit. Like
Bodies by the Smashing Pumpkins.
that's the thing. I want to wallow in like I don't feel good. I don't feel happy right now. Just take it to the extreme, I guess. So
me and Miles had a sit down. He's got quite the audio file set up. Like he's got a lot of he's got like a setup that's probably a lot of money and like is intended to like listen to legit music at the best quality. And so we sat down one time, and we actually, the time that we recorded together with him on the podcast, we did what's it called? We listened to like our depression music, basically.
Oh man.
Yeah. What's your go-to song? You said Agnes Obel, you said a few of but what's like, if you were depressed right now, what would you listen to next?
Oh, The Twilight Sad.
Okay, cool. He was what's the band? He's gonna correct me later, but it's a band called like Hours, or no, that was this. I forget. I think that might have been the track or something like that. But it's like, I give up on the world, like literally something like that. And he's gonna laugh to himself when I say that. But and I don't blame him. You know, sometimes you need a song like that.
Oh man!
But mine was Smashing Pumpkins' Bodies.
Yeah.
Like, love is suicide. Yeah.
What, folks? I'm so sorry.
Yep. Back to the note. This might have taken the record for the biggest or what do you call it? A digression from the notes, like from my notes I write. Anyway, their motto seems to
Nirmato. I love Nirmato. Their hit song,
like Nirvana.
Smurbs Like Teen Smurra is my favorite.
And their album, Nevermind.
Nevermind.
That's great. So their motto seems to be "Let her buck," which, you know, cowboys and all that. So
I'm glad you didn't slaughter that.
Just let her buck. Yeah, look it up online. It's pretty funny. There are videos. But anyway, not much about what we're drinking today. It's 80 proof, and we don't even know anything about the mash bill, and there's no age statement. It's just Canadian whiskey that was distilled in Canada, brought to the U.S. I believe it was cut in the U.S., like to bottling. And then we no, you're good. And then, yeah, we drink it now. So 80 proof, total wine price, it's about $22. So it's not too expensive at all. Yeah, it's very reasonably priced. So I had a nice entry buzz. So I'm thinking I'm set for this one.
So I don't even have the bottle of this that I sent it to you from. Because it's just folks,
tell us.
This is the worst episode of Chill Filtered ever.
No,
listen. Worst episode ever. First of all, Cole and I on the backside, the backstage area here.
On your backside.
Hey.
Dimple, what do we call it?
We get to
anyway.
$1,000. Cole's gonna butt chug on Patreon.
Yeah.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Some Macallan. No.
We're all over
technical
the place.
issues. Tons of technical issues. We don't really. We're both struggling, like personally, familiarly, relationally. It's one of those days. And I'll tell you something right now. I hate this whiskey.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's what a good episode's for then.
It's so I don't even have the original bottle. This to me is like one of my least favorites. Now, that being said, I did pour myself a little sample.
Nice.
Before I was like, you're gonna.
This smells like vodka.
Okay. So I'm gonna get into this. This is a lot of people in the Northwest like this.
Yeah,
A
it was
lot of
the
people in
highest
Midwest
selling
too.
Canadian whiskey in Oregon.
And I'll tell you one thing, they did themselves a favor by bringing up the Pendleton name. So like Pendleton Roundup is huge. Like I have relatives in Nebraska that I would see them only when they came to the Pendleton Roundup. They would come up this way. Oops, I just hit my mic. Hopefully that wasn't too loud.
Did you sniff it?
And sniff it. Just did.
Yeah.
And so like this whiskey sells and people love this whiskey right here. And they'll be like, oh, I love Pendleton. Pendleton's my whiskey. I think Pendleton's kind of like Tennessee, Eastern, Southern, kind of like Jack kind of a thing. Hate it. It
smells like vodka.
It's 90% vapor.
Yeah.
It's 9% vanilla, which I hate.
And 1% dreams.
And 1% make you want to vomit. So anyway, worst episode show footer we have ever had.
I can't get over this. I mean, it doesn't even smell like flavored vodka. It smells like vodka. And bad vodka.
Oh, okay.
I've smelled good vodka before where it's just like very clean, crisp, but this is like bad vodka.
It's like you're biting it.
I sense a bad rating. Yeah.
Oh man. I can't wait for ratings.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a sip.
Don't give yours, because don't be swayed.
All
you
right,
think you're swayed by me, but I'm swayed by you sometimes, yeah.
On the palate, it tastes like crap.
I could see this being corn based it smells like Tito's, basically.
So to me, it's like ethanol. Like it's very corn based. It's very ethanol. It's just, like, right. It's just, there's nothing neat wise. Like this begs to be like, hey, do your fourth rating. Add just a whole bottle of Coca-Cola to me. Right. Yeah. Like it's,
it's interesting how different the palate is from the nose though.
Okay. Are you getting like
caramely on the nose?
Okay, you're
getting on the palate rather.
I get a ton of vanilla. Like mine's straight vanilla. And I don't like vanilla. It's an unpleasant vanilla to me. So not my thing.
I mean, it's drinkable at that point. I think it'd be better mixable. This might be more agreeable than even standard Crown Royal, to be honest. And by agreeable, I don't mean like better. I just mean like people that aren't into whiskey might enjoy like Pendleton more than Crown Royal to get into whiskey.
Oh, I would have to disagree with that because I can drink Crown Royal. Like I don't. It's not. It's not what I'm going to choose. It's not what I prefer. But I could drink Crown Royal. I can't drink this.
Make this work. I could drink this. And it would be really good mixed with Coke. Really good mixed with Coke because I do like vanilla. I gotta find. They sell caffeine-free Coke. I just gotta find that and then mix it because I still miss me some Coke, but I'm a caffeine-free man these days.
Cola, yeah,
a little cola.
Hey Cole, real quick, just on the visual wise, you are a little bit blurry to me. Am I blurry to you?
Oh, it's saying my connection's a little low. Hopefully my audio is fine.
I hear you just fine. I don't see it.
That's what really matters. But hopefully, I'll turn off my Wi-Fi on my phone. Maybe that'll not steal the bandwidth or something.
So one of my favorite things, and today we're recording. It's my it's my wife's godfather, Papa G.
Papa G. Happy birthday!
Every time we play video games, pretty much 5 of 7 nights a week with him.
Nice.
And when we play video games, he turns off all of his Alexas, all of his devices.
Nice.
So we can play. Oh, yeah, dude, Cole. Now you're back. Now I see you.
I guess my phone was taking all the bandwidth.
Golly. So anyway. All right. Drop some water.
Still smells like vodka. Maybe a little more caramel on the nose.
Dude, all I get is like a super strong vanilla.
This tastes like it's flavored.
I don't like it.
Like this is weird. So one thing I forgot to mention is they do age this in charred oak, American oak, I believe. I know it's American oak, but I'm pretty sure it's charred.
Oh,
I don't know about new, but it is charred. It's supposed to be from what I researched. Yeah, I'm surprised this isn't like this is. I mean it. Like to me, this is agreeable, especially for a newbie.
Not me.
I don't think this is unpleasant. It's just at least with the nose, it smells like vodka. But like to me, it's not the worst thing ever. I just feel like it's fake. I just feel like the whole thing is like fabricated. Basically,
yeah, I hate it. This is my least. I would drink Floki again over this, and Floki has a much better story to it.
Yeah, dung whiskey.
Do not like it. So yuck.
My two best cubes are stuck together.
Oh. Just don't drop them on the floor.
And then I put the cube in and it doesn't drop. Come on.
There you go.
There we go. Life is hard, man.
Dude, it's one of those days.
Yeah. So in case listeners, you think, wow, Cole and Robbie's life must be perfect. Sometimes we get ice stuck in our glass before it falls in. So...
And if you're one of those listeners who think our life must be perfect, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're
so sorry.
Okay, this nose is actually the best nose yet because this smells like caramelized sugar to me. Like as if you were like putting sugar in a pan and actually like boiling it and really caramelizing it.
I hate it. It's still gross. It's vapors and too much vanilla. I don't think. Oh. So this reminds me of the early episodes where Adam was like, "You guys are drinking scotches," and he wouldn't even finish his scotch. I don't want to finish this. Like, nice. No, I won't. That's do
funny. It. Yeah, I just think this is so agreeable. It seems fake how sweet it is and how caramely it is and how vanilla-y it is.
I hate it.
Like I've never had a bourbon or not a bourbon. I've never had a whiskey that is so caramely, and I imagine they don't add anything besides, the standard age and mash bills and stuff. But I'm not saying I love it, but I probably will give this a much better rating than you will because
I can guarantee you're going to.
But the only complaint I have is I wish I knew more about the mash bill, and I wish I knew more about the blend.
It's hard, yeah.
Yeah, but there's nothing hard online about it.
I looked a while ago when I sent it to you, and I was like, I couldn't find much. So, from what I understand, though, it was the company that kind of bought the Pendleton name. Pretty much is the idea behind it. We went to market behind like the Pendleton Roundup sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. The Mexican one you're talking about?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure whoever owns it was like, "Hey, Pendleton's got a Roundup, and we're going to put a cowboy picture on there, and people can buy it." And they do. They do, and it's like, to me, it is so like artificially vanilla.
Yeah.
And I know you're getting a lot of caramel. I'm like getting straight vanilla, like artificial, and it's not even worth it.
Yeah, it's weird in that way. And I can't get fully behind it because I do believe there's probably additives to this thing.
I wouldn't doubt it. It's over the top.
Mm-hmm. Like if American whiskey could refine their no additives methods to, or some American whiskeys will add stuff, don't get me wrong, but like if someone could like add this kind of vanilla carameliness to some bourbons without adding actual flavor, yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah,
but yeah, this is like vodka with caramel flavoring to it, yeah,
and caramel coloring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I imagine this isn't aged long, and it's darker than you would expect for not being aged that long.
So it wasn't like the Pabst Blue Ribbon one you guys did where they age it for like a second. They just pretty much just straight through a barrel.
It's like a funnel of wood, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. You ready for rating? Because I know I am.
Let me think about this one. Yep, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm going to give this 6.1.
You're a nicer man than I.
It is agreeable. I mean it. Like if you're looking for something that's like caramely to the core and tastes like vodka with caramel, but like in a very
fake
and sugary
artificial.
way. Yeah. No, that's what you're getting here. So,
Yeah.
but that's the thing is like, would I drink this every day? Heck no. This has like no depth to it. It's very thin, very agreeable, like too agreeable. It's and it's just too caramely sweet, and it's like it's too what's the word? It's too good to be true in the caramel direction. It can't. Like maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, Pendleton. But this is too good to be true in just the caramel flavored vodka direction for not being flavored.
All right, my rating. I don't know if we're going to tag Pendleton and the whiskey in this because I don't know if they're going to want to hear it. It is artificial. It's over the top. It's just, to me, it hits. It's just like if you had a bottle of vodka and you put a bottle of like fake
caramel
vanilla.
flavoring. Yeah.
No, to me, you get caramel. I get like that weird vanilla.
Huh.
And so, you know what? I gave Floki, the sheep dung smoked whiskey, a 2.0. This, my lowest ever, 1.5. I hate it.
What will it take to get a 0 for Robby? But that's the thing. You don't want to go 0 because then you'll outdo it and you'll have to go negative.
Yeah, that's the thing is like Floki was disgusting, but it had a good story and I loved it. This, I hate it. I don't love it.
What was I thinking?
No story.
So if you out there, listener, have ever had like one of those flavoring syrups that you add to like coffee, whether it be like Starbucks brand or like, what is that one brand? It starts with an A, I forget, but you can like mix it in your coffee basically. There's a caramel flavored one. If you just mix vodka and that, you have what you're drinking today. Maybe like a few pumps of the caramel flavoring. So anyway, 6.1 for me.
All right.
Yeah. I've had worse.
Ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's move along. I don't want to talk. I went to go drink like some drugs on the pour and I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do it. I think it's time.
Yeah. Let's send it over to
Whiskey World News. Yeah, we're back. All right, folks, it's time for Whiskey World News, a part of the show where we talk about hopefully a whiskey that's better than what we just drank, because this is the worst episode we ever had. If you take out all the technical aspects and whiskey we drank, it's been awful, but maybe we're coming back, baby.
Coming back.
So I don't know, Cole. Like, to me, this is a big deal. To you, not a big deal. I don't know where you're at, but The Walking Dead whiskey to release special bottle to celebrate the final season.
I thought it was. I thought they already did the final season.
You would have thought that because it's been downhill, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this was like released a couple hours ago on comicbook.com. I don't know. It just says comic book. This is the worst episode ever. But it's like at this point, it's like celebrating how awful it is. No. It's written by Russ Burlingame. Excuse-moi. Today, AMC and the Sexton Single Malt announced their collaboration on an exclusive co-branded bottle to commemorate the final season of The Walking Dead. And as the announcement says, inspire fans to enjoy life. And you know what, Cole? You mentioned that the bottle we just drank was made by the same company that owns Sexton. And if they're celebrating life, life ain't worth living. So anyway, today, blah, 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 as the announcement says, inspire fans. The Sexton team has the Sexton has teamed up with a fan favorite, the Walking Dead cast member Ross Marquand, who plays a good-natured, I don't even know who that is, character known for his optimism and even the darkest of times, to ignore the fact that he's also the Red Skull. Okay, that's not the skeleton on the Sexton label, we promise. Probably should have read this a little bit before I read it. The upcoming release features the Walking Dead themed imagery across the Sexton's distinctive black hexagonal bottle, featuring a decaying silver label and a walker's head in the place of the brand mark's trademark skeleton logo. The packaging melds the post-apocalyptic zombie. Gosh, there's a lot of syllables here.
Yeah.
Drama with the bottle's most distinctive qualities. Quotes from the cast members
Comic
Daryl,
writers, am I right?
Herschel, Rick, and Michonne adorn the bottle, describing the harsh reality of existing experience by the characters throughout the series. And I'm gonna stop there because you know what? Worst episode ever. But
no,
Cole, have you seen The Walking Dead
never
whiskeys?
seen
What are your
one
thoughts?
episode.
Yeah.
I've only seen that meme where that dad's like
Coral
yelling at his kid. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You've never seen The Walking Dead?
No,
really?
I have seen 28 Days Later with Cillian Murphy.
I love the comic books, and
was it a comic book first?
Yes,
that's cool.
Yeah, I think the first at least 3 or 4 seasons are worth watching.
Okay.
Have you ever
Pretty
seen one
much
of the
Arrested Development, but like stop at 3.
Yeah. Have you seen Into the Whiskey on the Shelf, the Walking Dead whiskeys?
No.
Well, maybe that's another Northwest thing.
Oh, you've seen it?
Yeah.
I've never seen it. Yeah. But I'm in Virginia where you can't get half of it.
Well, you used to be in Phoenix when The Walking Dead was popular.
Totally. That's huge in Phoenix.
Well, West Coast.
Oh, okay. Wait, is it like a West Coast thing?
Well, no, I'm just saying you were on the West Coast and I see it on the West Coast.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're both one state, or when I lived in Arizona, we were one state away from the coast.
Any other thoughts?
I don't know. Like these kind of so there's celebrity whiskeys, and then there's like a certain show whiskey, and that's like I would maybe try a celebrity whiskey. Like I've heard good things about Heaven's Doors Cask Strength, for example, but like whiskey that isn't even like Heather. We tried it on the podcast. I don't know if you were there on this one, but it was Peaky Blinders, the Peaky Blinders whiskey, Irish whiskey. It was like all right, but it was like there's something a celebrity gets behind, and then there's something that like I'm gonna make a whiskey and just attribute it to this show. And those are less trustworthy for sure than celebrity whiskeys. So I wouldn't try it. I mean, I would try it at a bar maybe, but like I wouldn't buy a bottle.
I'm with you. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So hit us up on Instagram if you disagree.
It's one of those things. So for me, I have to finish what I started.
Mm-hmm.
And I have watched every episode of The Walking Dead because I started it. I watched every episode of Dexter. I've watched every episode of Sons of Anarchy, which I think is like one of the worst shows I've ever watched.
Peaky Blinders.
Oh, you
and
just
Dark.
called me out.
Huh? Our shows, Robby. Our shows.
I only watch shows that Cole's not a part of.
Yeah.
Gosh, I need to finish those.
They're great, man. Dark ended perfectly. Man.
Maybe I have to watch every episode of shows that aren't intelligent and I have to pay attention to. Yeah. Agnes Owl, The Dark. That's where I found out about her.
Yeah,
she's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
she's a great artist.
I would possibly buy a bottle of this because I feel a relationship to The Walking Dead.
Nice.
I'll be sad when it's done. I'll be sad when it's gone.
I could have.
I'll be sad that it's not.
Like
back
if you asked me, Cole,
new.
is The Walking Dead over? I'd be like, yeah, it's been over for like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
I had no idea what was still going on.
I think COVID might have killed it because it's one of those shows where it's like people be like, "Did you see so and so died?" around the water cooler.
Oh, totally. Mm-hmm. Like Lost.
And then like now you go to the kitchen sink and you're like, you pour yourself a cup of water and nobody's there to be like, saying anything.
Dude, those were like the shows. Like in high school, especially, is when I watched TV the most. Is like Lost, House, 24.
24.
Beep. You what?
Boop. Beep. Boop. Boop.
That was a great show. I watched season 3. Like the first 2 episodes of season 3. I'm like, this does not translate into the 2020s. It was just like but at the time,
2020s.
Or it doesn't translate to these days. Yeah, recently I did. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was just like, this isn't the same at all. Like, this isn't even worth like continuing. And
so
season 3 was one of the best seasons.
Would you make a whiskey for that show?
For 24 for Jack Bauer? Heck yeah. And I'd sell it crazy good. Yeah.
Jack Bauer Daniels.
Yeah,
24
Jack
proof.
Yeah, exactly. 24 proof. A whole 12%. Yeah. I'd probably make money off of that. I saw a movie with what's his name? Chris Pine and Jack Bauer / Kiefer Sutherland, and then it had Ben Foster in it, and it was a trailer. It looked really good. I was like, man, I should watch that, but I never watched anything anymore.
Okay.
So anyway, I guess it's time to move over to our next segment of the show.
Yeah,
we like to call "What Whiskey Would You Choose?" So let's go over last week's results. Robby, you ready?
No, because you know what? We're recording early because
that's right. We never had
time to punch.
Yeah. But we do have this week's "What Whiskey Would You Choose?"
You planned to ask me.
Yeah. Wait, what's that?
You weren't listening. Did you forget, or
was talking over you?
Did you forget that we didn't?
No, I totally forgot. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. We don't know. We're recording early. We're punting right now at this point, and we'll post it later. But we probably won't because we
never seem to, unless it's really good. Yeah.
Or really bad. I don't know.
Yeah.
Speaking of bad, this whole episode. Anyway, this week, Cole, what whiskey? And we might have done this, but I just know we were walking into this. What whiskey have you purchased that you will never purchase again?
No, I like that one. Yeah, I don't think
because okay, you want me to go first?
Okay, go for it.
It's Pendleton. I'm never gonna buy a bottle of Pendleton again. I go to someone's house and they say, "Hey, you like whiskey? You've got a whiskey podcast,
Here.
not cask. Hey, shout out whiskey podcast. Hey,
yeah, the Grease and Will."
I slurred it. Sorry. You have a whiskey podcast. Do you want some Pendleton whiskey? I'm going to say no, because I will never, ever buy this again. Now, that being said, they have a few expressions out. I might try. I will definitely give it a chance, but not this. What about you, Cole?
The first thing that came to my mind is like we talked about it today, is one whiskey that I bought happily. It was like, oh, this is gonna be killer, and then it was a letdown, and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna even finish this. Is Lot 40 Cask Strength 3rd edition, the one that had no age statement and was finished in French oak casks. It was all right at best.
Yeah.
So, but Jason Preston, let me know if the 4th edition comes out. I want to hear about it. He has access.
I would absolutely. So we had the 1st edition, right?
Mm-hmm. 1st and 2nd. We haven't reviewed the 2nd edition yet, but the 2nd edition is good. It's an 11 year.
1st was great.
Oh, the 1st was like blow your mind good. Yeah.
Yeah. I would, and I love their standard. Lot 40 rye standard is great.
100% rye mash bill. Can't lose.
Would not do that one again. So
yeah. So next week we are actually going to do we're not going to put it up to the Instagram peeps to decide. We don't care. Yeah, not because we don't care. We do appreciate every input you guys had, except for last week, because last week we put up 4 roses and Pendleton, and then we decided for you. So we'll pretend that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But next week,
mostly we don't not care.
No, we care. We don't not care.
We don't not care.
No, we don't not care.
Okay. Yeah.
So cool. We actually got reached out to by Bespoken Spirits, and so they sent us their rye, their 3 or 4 month age rye, and then their straight bourbon.
Interesting.
Yeah, we'll see. And we're honest reviewers. We're not gonna, a 3 or 4 month age rye is a little scary.
If you've listened this far in the episode, we don't pull punches.
Yeah, but we're excited. We're letting them answer a lot of our questions. It's for the history this week or next week. So we're going to be drinking Bespoken Spirits out of San Francisco or San Diego. I forget.
San Frisco.
Yep, that's right. So I hope that we're going to have a fun episode next week. And I hope, Robby, that you have a great weekend celebrating Mara's birthday this week.
Oh, thanks, Cole. And I really do hope next week when we record, we have half the technical issues we had and 3 times a better whiskey than we had this weekend, Cole.
And I hope that our listeners reach out to us and say, I don't care how technical difficulty it was. I still love you guys.
I hope that we're able to edit these okay and it comes out subpar. But most of all, listeners, I hope our love of spirits lifted yours. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, 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 hello. My name is Robby and I'm talking to Cole. Everybody needs to know I'm a mole. No, I'm not. Don't dig. Not nocturnal. Everybody wants to see my evil. What is that? Oh, that was weird.